What's up, family? It's your boy Big Meech. This is Double Play Live. We kicking off episode 2, and get your popcorn ready because the sports world is must-see TV right now. We got the Toronto Blue Jays one win away from history. Nikola Jokic stacking triple doubles, and John Tavares just hit 500 career goals on the ice. Let's dive right into the madness. And news around sports, the Giants have officially shifted gears after a promising start with rookie quarterback Jason Dart and a short winning streak. Their trajectory changed when key injuries struck. Running back Cam Scatterbo went down hard during a 38-20 loss to the Eagles, dropping the Giants to 2-6. Now the season's less about playoffs and more about development and answering big questions. Is Dart the long-term guy? Can the receiving corps step up without Malik Neighbors? How about the defense under Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau? The next 9 games are make or break for Big Blue. When the light changes from win now to build now, you'll see young players get real reps. The team culture is exposed. The Giants are in that phase. Huge basketball headline. Jokic has tied the all-time record for most consecutive triple-doubles to open the season with 4 and added a new benchmark. Most career triple-doubles recorded in under 30 minutes of play was 17. That's not just dominance, people. It's dominance with efficiency. This is the kind of stat that changes the conversation. How do you stop him? Fans, sass up. You're watching history. If you're building a team today, you don't just want to score. You want the guy who can rebound, pass, defend, and the floor moves around him. Jokic is that guy. Over in Boston, the Celtics are striking early. After a 125-105 win over the Cavaliers, Jaylen Brown lit it up with 30 points, and forward Josh Mina, now starting, snagged a career high in rebounds. Coach Joe Mazzulla's system, ball movement, defensive discipline, three-point rhythm is starting to click. The buzz isn't just a team hitting stride, it's a squad with room to grow. When the supporting cast starts showing up, big things happen. Celtics might be creeping into the title talk mode if this keeps up. And that would be exciting with the big injury to Jason Tatum. While our autumn classic is still going strong, here's what's bubbling on the horizon. The trade deadline in the NFL looms early November, and MLB teams are already eyeing moves for next year. For instance, teams who don't go deep in the postseason are starting to ask, what's the gut of the roster look like? I know the Guardians are dealing with that, as we're seeing 3 former Guardians from the last 2 seasons playing in the World Series right now. So, can the Guardians figure out a way to rebound from a disappointing season and loss to the Detroit Tigers after fighting back and winning that division in style? Or do they need to regroup and figure out what they're going to do in their farm system, maybe call up some players, maybe move some players? But as a Guardians fan, I think that they should consider all things. I think they should consider moving all players, and I think they should consider just taking a rebound season instead of trying to press so hard. I know it's about winning championships and World Series, but they're pressing really hard. They're putting a lot of strain on their star player, and I think they just need to take a little time, bring up a couple guys, let them get some playing time, see what they can do, see where they can go, instead of trying to rush to this World Series, because I don't even think we're in a win now window right now. Hockey headline of the week, Tavares nets his 500th career goal. That's a milestone territory, elite company. Meanwhile, the Columbus Blue Jackets shocked the Toronto Maple Leafs 6-3, fueled by youth and energy. Hockey's next wave is here. Young core, fast-paced, skill getting locked in. The old guards still matter. Tavares proves that, but change is coming faster. I'm telling you, people, NFL is a fun league. With trade deadline coming for the NFL on November 4th, rumors are swirling. Teams that either underperformed or felt they had to go all in are sizing up moves. For example, players whose names are connected to deals last week are back in the mix. Watch carefully. The difference between we think we can win and we will win often shows up in this window. Teams make bold decisions now and pay off later. In a highlight outside the U.S., India pulled off a historic win against Australia in the Women's Cricket World Cup semifinal, chasing down 339 to secure a final berth. Though it doesn't hit primetime here, this is huge globally, and in today's connected world, what's big abroad can affect broadcast sponsorship and culture here too. Don't forget that all sports are worldwide. We need to pay attention to everything. The Olympics are an example of that. We get to see stars that we don't know in the biggest stage at times, and we should really pay attention to what other countries are doing. Hence why the NFL goes across seas too. You know, we play in a lot of outside countries, and I think it's exciting. Quick hits right here, real quick. Celtics energy is real. Their ball movement and depth catching eyes. Giants, as we said, in full-scale rebuild mode. Season turning into evaluation ground. Jokic redefining star in the NBA. Think triple-double machine. NFL teams whose seasons are slipping or pivoting to next year expect greater urgency now. There is an urgency to win in the NFL with that new poll dropping yesterday where fans are saying that even with the risk to injury, they want more games. They want the NFL to add more games to the schedule. They want the players to get a pay increase, and they want this schedule to be longer. We all know Commissioner Roger Goodell has already hinted at dropping the preseason game and adding a full regular season game to the schedule. I'm okay with them adding a couple of teams. As a fan of NFL, we all know that's king. I would be okay with them adding a couple more teams. Where would that be? There's some big markets out there. I'm sure there's some cities that want some football teams, can afford some football teams, and I think they should be afforded that. Let's go back to baseball and talk about the World Series. Game 5 was all Toronto all night. The Blue Jays blasted back-to-back homers to open the game. David Schneider and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. First time ever in the World Series history that's happened. Trey Savage, that rookie, came out cold-blooded. 7 innings, 12 strikeouts, 0 walks. New rookie World Series record. Final score, Jays 6, Dodgers 1. Toronto leads through, heading home to close it out Friday. And yo, here's a stat that blew my mind. U.S. viewership is down 14% year over year, but in Canada and Japan, numbers are hitting record highs. Baseball's global, baby. This could be the Jays' first title since 1993. What were you doing in 93? Blue Jays are 1 win from glory. Tag us at Double Play Live. Let us know what you think. Will the Blue Jays win it on Friday night, or do the Dodgers have a chance to tie that series up with Yamamoto on the mound and come back to be back-to-back World Series champs and stamp their dynasty? We all know that'll be the first time it's ever done since the 2000 Yankees, and they're vying to be that team. Ohtani needs to pick up the bat. He's doing great, but he can't go over 4 like he did last night and expect this team to win. I know he wants the MVP. I know he wants to be the World Series MVP. But if you ask me, depending on what Yamamoto can do on Friday night, I think that he should be in the conversation for World Series MVP. When's the last time we've seen a guy go back-to-back 9-inning games? That's an incredible amount of pressure. That's an incredible amount of talent, and it takes a lot to be able to do that, especially on this stage. We can get into the numbers a little bit when it comes to that. The Dodgers average 11 plate appearances with runners in scoring position per game in the postseason. Creating scoring chances, however, their 23.1% K rate is significantly higher than last year at 19.8%, suggesting why they can't convert those opportunities. Last year postseason, the Dodgers posted a 760 team OPS with 63 runs scored. That's 5.9 runs per game. This year, they're at a 746 team OPS with 20 home runs and 63 runs scored at 4.5 per game. That's a 544 OPS since the wild card round. That's a crazy drop off from last year. These guys cannot figure out the Blue Jays pitching. I've been watching every game. I even stayed up till 2:30 in the morning to watch that battle. 18 innings. Both teams went through their bullpen. The Dodgers used 10 pitchers. The Blue Jays used 9. And here we are. They still played 2 games after that. And at the end of it, when we thought the Blue Jays were down, we thought they were tired from that. They just seem to like to fight back, and now they're one win away from a World Series title. As we said, Nikola Jokic, the man's rewriting the record book. 4 straight triple-doubles to open the season, ties the all-time mark. And 17 triple-doubles in under 30 minutes of play. That's a new record of 17 games. That's unreal. Luka's out here dropping back-to-back 40-point triple-doubles of his own. And then you got Jokic coming out here. 4 straight triple-doubles. That's unheard of, especially when you go back and think of the dominance of Shaq, Yao Ming, and they still never did none of that. Jokic is dominating the NBA. The Nuggets are running through the NBA right now. Can they continue that? We'll see. Teams are running positionless lineups. The pace is up. Threes are flying. Hey, this is a new school of hoops. If your squad can't defend at all 5 spots, you're going to get cooked on a night-to-night basis. We're going to take the mirror out. See, that looks better to me. It was a big night on the ice. It was a big night on the ice. The Blue Jackets beat the Maple Leafs 6-3. Cole Sillinger had 2 goals and 1 assist. Matthew Olivier dropped a goal and 3 assists. And John Tavares hit the magic number, career goal number 500. Huge milestone. Leafs got to tighten up on defense, though. They got outskated in the second period very hard. The Blue Jackets are playing great hockey right now. I love what I'm seeing from them. I've been to Nationwide a few times. I might make another appearance down there this year because I like what I see from this team. I can't think of the last time when I was excited about the Blue Jackets. Again, I'm a hockey fan. I watch hockey every night. It may not be on the big screen, but it's highlighted somewhere and it's on. I like the Avalanche. I like McJesus and the Oilers. But around here, we're Blue Jacket fans. You know, I like the way they're playing. They're skating fast. They're hitting hard. Fantilli's playing excellent hockey. They're getting good net play from their goaltenders. I really like what's going on. All across the board, versatility is winning. You got rookies shining on the mound, vets hitting career marks, and all-around stars like Jokic running the show. Depth matters in leagues today. Every sport, every league. Toronto's showing it. Denver's proving it. And even Columbus is living it on the ice. College football weeks 10 coming in hot. The playoff picture's tightening. We're just a few weeks away from that college football bracket poll, the first release of what the committee's thinking, where the committee has these teams. Obviously, I've given my take on it. I think Indiana has the best win in the country when they went out to Autzen and beat Oregon. They didn't disguise it. They showed up, and they just straight dominated Oregon for 3 hours. So the Buckeyes are number 1. Indiana's number 2. Texas A&M is at number 3. And we're getting really good football out of them programs. I'll be at the Big House for the Michigan-Purdue game this weekend. Me and my mentor are going to take a trip up to Ann Arbor, and we're going to watch that. We're going to see our Wolverines try to get a dominant win over the Boilermakers. They only have 1 win on the season. Michigan is trying to get a spot back in the top 15 to see at the end of the season we can go 5 in a row against the Buckeyes and seal our spot in the college football playoff since the new 12-team format. And you never know, maybe even get a home game at the Big House. I mean, how crazy would that be for college football? The biggest football stadium in the Western Hemisphere, and in college football, getting a playoff game. I think that's good for football. I think that's good for the Big Ten. I know a lot of people hate the Buckeye or hate Michigan. I live in Ohio. I hear it every day. But let me tell you something. this Michigan team is figuring it out right now. The run game is crazy. The pass game, we could use a little bit more from Bryce. The receivers need to learn how to catch that fastball from him. Put Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall rushing for almost 300 yards last weekend, 3 touchdowns. But who can stop this run game? I know they want to say the Big Ten is not that tough this year, but I don't care who you are. If you're playing in the Big Ten on a weekly basis, there's only one conference tougher, and that's the SEC. When it comes to college football, it's the SEC and the Big Ten. And honestly, the Big Ten has won the last 2 national championships. So at the end of the day, are we ready to say that the SEC is back in charge of college football? I don't know, because as it sits today, right now, the top 2 teams in the country are out of the Big Ten in Ohio State and Indiana. So the jury's still out on that. I think it's going to be an exciting week of college football. I'm excited to go to the Michigan game. This will be my second trip to Ann Arbor this year. I went week 1 when New Mexico came to town and Michigan got the win. We didn't win as big as I thought we would have in that one. We all know that New Mexico State is not the team. But after suffering 2 losses to Oklahoma and USC, let's see if Michigan can get back on track, win out this season, get into that playoff. And if they do, I'm going to that playoff game. Even if I don't have a seat inside the big house, I'm going to that playoff game just to be there. It's Michigan, Ohio State. There's nothing greater than that. I got a schedule for you. We got Thursday night football tonight. Week 9 kicks off, and it features the Ravens and the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. 8:15 prime video. Put in the comments who you think is going to win. I believe Lamar Jackson will be back for this one, and if Lamar Jackson is back, I don't think that the Dolphins have enough. The Dolphins did show us a lot last week, though. They got a big win. I think tonight's going to be a little different. Derrick Henry showed out last weekend, 2 touchdowns, and with his partner back in the backfield, let's see if that Ravens team can get back on track, win the division like they're supposed to. We'll see. It's going to be fun. Game scheduled for today in the NBA include Golden State versus Milwaukee at 8, Orlando Magic at Charlotte Hornets at 7, the Washington Wizards and Oklahoma City Thunder at 8, and the Miami Heat at San Antonio Spurs at 8:30. I don't know which one I'm going to watch on that slate. There's no World Series tonight. We'll catch that on Halloween tomorrow night at 8 on Fox. What are you guys doing for Halloween? You got any plans? Unfortunately, my football crew did not get a state playoff game, so I think I might go sit on the sideline somewhere and freeze in one of these small-time communities and check out one of these playoff games. The school right down the road from me, Liberty Benton, they're off this weekend, I believe. I'm going to have to look more into that, but I'll probably be at one of these high schools tomorrow watching one of these playoff games. I don't get the opportunity to do that being a high school football official, but since we're off this weekend, I'm going to check one out. NHL schedule for today features 11 games starting at 7 p.m., including the Buffalo Sabres at Boston Bruins, Calgary Flames at Ottawa Senators, the Dallas Stars at Tampa Bay Lightning, and Nashville Predators at the Philadelphia Flyers. Other games are New York Islanders at Carolina Hurricanes at 7:30, Vancouver Canucks at the St. Louis Blues at 8, the Penguins at the Wild at 8, and the Blackhawks at Winnipeg at 8. The Rangers and Edmonton start at 9, and the Devils and the Sharks are going to drop puck at 10, along with the Red Wings and the Kings right behind them at 10:30. That should be a fun night in the NFL. I'm definitely going to be watching Lamar's return to the league tonight. He's been out for 3 weeks with that hamstring. You know, those injuries can really linger around for a while, so I'm hoping he's able to figure it out, get out there with this team. I'm not sure what you guys got going on for Halloween. It's tomorrow. I love spooky season. You know, you could go see a haunted attraction over the weekend. You could go on a ghost tour if there's any places around you, you know, doing any of those. Obviously, in your state, it is that time of the year where the high school state playoffs are kicking off this weekend. Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, all over this country. This weekend, we are starting the high school football state playoffs. I'm excited for that. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a little preview on it. Get you ready for the weekend of that. Last night I watched the very first Friday the 13th. I got bored with it. I'll see if I can find another one to watch tonight. I was thinking about hitting the movie theater and seeing that Black Phone 2. That looked good. But, you know, I don't know what you guys do on Halloween. I know I'm going to be watching the World Series. This is the World Series. This is a sports show. That's what we do here. We talk about sports. So I'll probably be watching the World Series tomorrow. I'll figure out something to do after that. I don't know. Like I said, on Saturday, I'll be in Ann Arbor for the Michigan game. Purdue is coming in with their one win. We're going to try to pick up a dominant win over them. Once again, this is episode 2 of Double Play Live. I'm your host, Big Meech. Thank you for hanging with me. We got a lot more shows coming to you. And every night I hit you with the closing time sports news update. I think I'm going to start doing a morning one just to give you the morning rundown of scores if you missed it at the night before. We're going to have a lot of content coming from this page. I just want you to join and be here for my sports show. I'm the host, Big Meech. I love sports. I hope you love them as much as I do. I hope you watch them as much as I do. I'm working on making this show better. In the meantime, I'm going to keep showing up here every day because there might be somebody that does want to see my show. I don't have a lot of viewers. That's okay. I don't take it personal. I don't get in my feelings about it. I'm going to keep on doing this whether somebody's watching or not because it does something for me. All right, that's a wrap for episode 2. Double Play Live with Big Meech. We broke down the World Series, the triple-double era, NHL milestones, and all the heat you need to stay plugged in. I appreciate y'all for vibing with me today. Catch you tomorrow. Stay locked. Stay legendary. Like, follow, share this page. Double Play Live, the sports show. I bring you all the sports news. My take, based in Ohio. We highlight the Buckeyes, the Wolverines, the Browns, the Guardians, the Cavs, Reds, Bengals. We talk about everything sports. I give you the nightly update. It's my sports show. It's in the infancy stages. But I promise if you stick with me, this can be your go-to spot for sports. You ain't gonna need to turn on ESPN. You already on TikTok. Just go to my page and I'm gonna give you everything that you need to see about sports. Everything. Up-to-date breaking news, stats, updates, injuries. As a matter of fact, you want the injury report for the Ravens game tonight? It's easy to get. You can get it too. Go ahead and drop in the comments who you think is going to win tonight. Ravens, Dolphins. Who you think is going to win the game tonight? I think I'm going to take the Ravens. They looked good last week. Here we go, the Ravens. Lamar Jackson was a full participant in practice. His game status is clear, so maybe he plays tonight. I think he's going to. Ronnie Staley was a full participant. You know, that's their left tackle, right tackle maybe, but maybe he comes back with Lamar tonight. Nate Wiggins was a full participant in practice. He doesn't have a game status, so maybe that means that they're playing. Hey, and I mean, the Dolphins just have name after name after name We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 players on their injury report, with 4 of them listed as questionable, 1 listed as doubtful, and another 1 listed as out. That's Julian Hill. Ashton Davis is questionable. Linebacker Bradley Chubb. Wide receiver D. Eskridge. Cornerback Jason Marshall Jr. and safety Ifidu Milifanu are all listed as questionable. Tua Tagovailoa is also on the injury report. He was a full participant in practice with no game status. I expect him to play tonight. Minka Fitzpatrick is on there. Alec Ingold is on there. Malik Washington, wide receiver, is on there. They have a big injury report. So, I don't think that's very good for them. Like I said, I already think that Baltimore is starting to catch their stride right now. I think they can still catch Pittsburgh to win that division. They are 7.5-point favorites tonight. I agree with that. So, Warriors Bucks will be fun. Warriors are 3.5-point favorites. Who y'all taking in that? And are y'all betting on that? I'll probably run with the Warriors on that, man. They have started out looking strong. Steph Curry is... Listen, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are playing the Heat. Spurs are 5.5-point favorites in that one at 8:30 p.m. tonight. I'll probably be checking that one, and I don't know. The Heat are playing really good basketball right now, too. That's going to be a good one, and that closes out the night on the NBA. I think that'll be fun, man. College football, Tulane and Tulsa. Tulane is obviously 5.5-point favorites in that. Tulsa don't have nothing for them. Marshall is a 6.5-point favorite over Coastal Carolina. I think they can cover that or on the road. Coastal is a good football team, but it's Marshall. They're fast. They get a lot of players that, want to go to Ohio State and teams like that. They just can't quite make it, or they could go there and not have any playing time. A lot of those players end up at teams like Marshall. So Marshall does field a good team occasionally. So, yeah, I think that could be fun. Lamar Jackson is in the lineup for the Ravens tonight. Lamar Jackson will play. Once again, breaking news, Lamar Jackson is going to suit up and play for the Baltimore Ravens tonight. 8 p.m. Prime Video. How about everybody drop a W for Lamar Jackson being back in the NFL? Because let's be honest, the NFL is better with Lamar Jackson in it than out of it. LaMelo Ball's in the news after last night. He flashed a gesture at a referee, and today he ends up with a big fine out of that. $35,000 flipping off a referee in the 144-117 loss in Miami. I'm sure he was frustrated, but he has to have a hot start. He's averaging 26 points, 9.5 assists, and 8 rebounds a game. But it does come with the controversy of his actions on the court, flipping off the official. We can't do that in front of the kids. As an official myself, I would be devastated if a kid flipped me off on the court, because how do you handle that? What do you do when a kid is just so upset with you because you made a call because he broke the rule, and the only thing he can resort to is flipping you off and flashing a gesture at you? So to prove that point to LaMelo Ball, the NBA fined him $35,000, and he just said it. And it's a better example for the young student athletes in this country. They are watching you, LaMelo. You could be the next Steph Curry if you got your act together and just put them three-pointers up. We don't need you being disrespectful to our referees in front of our children. We just need you to do what you get paid to do, and that's score points and be great in the NBA. I'm rooting for you, LaMelo Ball. Your brother Lonzo plays for my team, the Cavaliers, right now, and we're gonna need him this season down the stretch. But please don't give our children the impression that it's okay to be disrespectful to an official in any capacity, on the court, off the court, outside of an athletic setting. We can even get more deeper into that, because since entering the NBA, LaMelo Ball has faced criticism for perceived lack of effort on defense, being frequently injured, and a poor finishing ability at the rim. He also has a history of controversy, including a lawsuit filed in 2024 over an incident where he allegedly hit a child with his car while seeking an autograph and being fined for making homophobic remarks. So, not only are you flipping off our officials in NBA games, but you hit a child with your car because he was seeking an autograph, and you're making homophobic statements. I don't know if that was on social media or in an interview or something, but critics have noticed a perceived lifeless approach to defense when he doesn't have the ball, which they find fantastically harmful to his team. His poor finishing at the rim, even compared to other guards, has been a consistent weakness. Come on, LaMelo, what are we doing? He has faced significant injury problems, particularly with his wrist, which has caused him to miss a considerable number of games in his career. Some have expressed concerns about his maturity and whether he prioritizes winning, citing a nonchalant attitude when the team is losing badly. We're talking about LaMelo Ball getting fined $35,000 by the NBA for flipping off an official last night in the 144-117 loss to the Miami Heat. In 2024, he was sued over an incident where he was accused of accelerating his car and hitting an 11-year-old child who was trying to get his autograph. This is LaMelo Ball we're talking about. He was fined by the NBA today $35,000 flipping an official off last night in the NBA game. And then when you go look up LaMelo Ball and the controversies that he's been involved in since coming into the NBA, you find out that he was sued in 2024 over an incident where he was accused of accelerating his car and hitting an 11-year-old child who was trying to get his autograph. That doesn't make me very happy, LaMelo Ball. In November of 2024, he was fined $100,000 by the NBA for using derogatory and disparaging language in a post-game interview. Homophobic comments. And before his playing career, while in Lithuania, he was involved in a brawl and was ejected from a game after slapping an opponent. So maybe this LaMelo Ball needs some kind of home training. Maybe the big baller brand isn't what was needed in that home. Man, maybe they needed LeVar to be teaching them life lessons and how to act in public, how to treat officials, and how to treat your fans. I wish I could ever be afforded the opportunity to be in a position to have an 11-year-old fan asking me for an autograph. And the first thing that came to mind would be me speeding away to where they were injured, and I'd have to come out of my pocket and give them some of my money. These are what anyway. More NBA news. Oklahoma City Thunder guard Nikola Jokic has begun chemotherapy treatment after being diagnosed with testicular cancer, General Manager Sam Presti told reporters Thursday. Presti said doctors are extremely positive about the long-term outlook for Jokic, the number 12 pick in the 2024 draft, who sat out last season while recovering from a torn ACL. So this young kid has already battled injuries. He missed last season dealing with that ACL. And now this season, the young kid, after being drafted 12th in the draft last year, is battling testicular cancer. Well, Nikola Jokic, we wish you luck. We wish you lots of help. And we hope that you're able to pull through, find your way back to the league, young man. Jokic has been able to work out while beginning chemotherapy, but Presti said there's no timetable for the 20-year-old Serbian guard to make his NBA debut. Again, he was drafted last year and has not made his NBA debut due to a torn ACL. And now the young man is battling testicular cancer. Wish him a lot of luck. Our only expectation for him are to focus on this. This is his most important priority. He'll be back playing basketball when he's able to, but we're not putting any time length or expectation on that. Obviously, he has our total support, encouragement, and love. That's General Manager Sam Presti talking about Oklahoma City Thunder guard Nikola Jokic battling testicular cancer. Austin Reeves managed to one-up himself again Wednesday, capping a 28-point, 16-assist night by hitting a floater at the buzzer to give the Los Angeles Lakers a 116-115 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Reeves continued his dream week in which he lifted LA while Doncic and LeBron James are sidelined by dropping a career-high 51 points, 11 rebounds over the Kings. Follow that up 41 points against the Blazers on Monday. Reeves' winning score Wednesday came off a sideline inbounds pass near center court with 6.6 seconds left. He immediately split a double team by two players with all defensive team credentials, Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert at the top of the key, then drove into the lane and tossed in a floater from 12 feet while contorting his body to avoid colliding with Wolf guard Dante DiVincenzo, who was setting up to try to draw a charge. Reeves said he blacked out after the ball fell through the net and he sprinted down the court toward the Lakers bench where he was mobbed by his euphoric teammates. Lakers are doing really good right now without LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Austin Reeves is stepping up. Last night, the Jet tried to make a comparison and calling Austin Reeves the next Jeremy Lin. And we all know that not to be the case. Jeremy Lin came out of nowhere, while Austin Reeves has been around playing this level of basketball for a couple years now. How long can he keep this up? The level of play that we're seeing out of him, we only get out of superstars in this league, and he's playing like a superstar right now. 51 points, 41 points. Last night, 28 with the game winner at the buzzer. This Laker team looks exciting with the likes of LeBron and Luka back inserted in that lineup. I think they could go far. And not only could they get the Emirates NBA in-season tournament trophy, but I also think they can make a run for an NBA Larry O'Brien title too. We'll see. There's a lot of basketball to go. I hope LaMelo Ball can get his maturity figured out. And I hope LeBron James and Luka Doncic can get healthy and get back with Austin Reeves and DeAndre Ayton in this LA lineup and take this team far. LeBron is obviously running out of time. There's a lot of people saying they don't even know if he'll finish this season in LA. I hope he does, as I get excited to watch them every night. And, we'll just keep going. In other news, the college football coaching carousel has heated up with a record number 12 coaches already fired before November, a number we have never seen before. Blue blood teams changing coaches like LSU, Florida, and Penn State already. And who are going to replace those coaches? Hugh Freeze of Auburn is also on the hot seat. And we know that Ed Orgeron put his hat back in the ring for the LSU job today after Louisiana AD announces that the governor of Louisiana announces that the AD will not be responsible in picking the next head football coach of the LSU Tigers, citing that It's too expensive when he does it. There's too much money going out, and he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to reward bad behavior. Poor performance is what he said. He doesn't want to reward poor performance. So, Louisiana governor announces that the AD of LSU will not be picking the next coach of the LSU Tigers, and they will be putting a committee together to make that decision. Luke Fickell in Wisconsin. After a promising start, the team has lost 10 consecutive games against Power 4 competition, including back-to-back shutouts at home. We all know Luke Fickell started at Ohio State, was only the coach there 1 year after they lost a handful of games, and they said, no way, we don't do that in Ohio, and they shipped him out where he ended up in Cincinnati. We all know that didn't last long because as soon as the Wisconsin job opened, he jumped ship and left the Bearcats and went over to Wisconsin. Now he's at Wisconsin where they can't buy a win. And the Badger fans and alumni have had enough. And I don't think Luke Fickell will be the coach of the Wisconsin Badgers next season. Brent Venables in Oklahoma. The pressure is mounting on Venables as the Sooners transition to the SEC. We know they're making that jump from the Big 12. That can be a big jump. The SEC is competitive, and they're finding that out right now. Even with their star young quarterback, Archie Manning, they're still having a hard time. Mark Stoops in Kentucky. After winning the season, the excitement has faded amid a string of uninspiring performances over the past few years, and Kentucky might move on from it. In Arizona, you got Brett Brennan, and after a 3-0 start, the Wildcats have dropped 3 or 4 games in the Big 12, putting him back on the hot seat. Like we said, record-breaking number, 12 FBS coaches have already been made. 12 firings already before November in college football. That's a record-breaking number of job loss in college football and the head coach position. That's a lot of vacancies to fill out. Big schools like Florida, LSU, Penn State, looking to replace their head coaches. James Franklin was at Penn State for 12 years. Pat McAfee reports that he had something like 70 employees there. How does that affect them in the system that they had built over that 12-year span? How do you come in and add to that or build off of that? How can you fix a system after 12 years and 70 employees that one man dedicated his life to? Something happened in Penn State, though. That was a quick change. You know, they come into the season, they're picked to win the Big Ten, but at least be in the Big Ten championship, and they were obviously picked to be in the college football playoff 2025. And now they're battling to even stay afloat. They lose to Northwestern by a point this past weekend, and it looks like things in Penn State are not getting any better. The cost of firing coaches has escalated dramatically with massive buyouts for several high-profile coaches. Both Brian Kelly and James Franklin walking away from their respective school with $50 million buyouts. And that's why the mayor of Louisiana stepped in and said, hey, we're done letting these guys pick these coaches that can't get the job done, and then they leave us to foot the bill. $50 million. You can't get the job done. And you walk away with $50 million still. And that's what he said. He said, we are tired of rewarding poor performance. Ex-LSU and national championship winning coach Ed Orgeron said that he all just had to jump in his truck and he could be there tomorrow. Is that somebody that they would pick to come back after he abruptly left after winning the national title? We all know he had a divorce. He had things going on in his life. And now he wants back in. With a situation like that, that's something you can't trust. Are you going to come here, build this program again, and then leave on our kids? Or are you going to stick around and finish what you started? I don't think that we can give Ed O the credit for LSU being called wide receiver U. But we can give him credit for the defense that them teams played. You know, he did have Joe Burrow on that team. And those are the pictures that we got of Joe Burrow in the locker room smoking a cigar, full pads. He didn't want to take that uniform off that night. I got a couple things left here before we get out of here. I just want everybody to appreciate the greatness of Trey Savage and what this young man did last night. We all know that he didn't play a whole season in Toronto. He came up about midway through, if not closer to three quarters of the way into the season. He's coming to this pitching staff and looked like a true ace. This is just his first season in the MLB. He's only been with the Blue Jays for a couple months. So I would just like everybody to appreciate the greatness of Trey Savage and what he's doing in the World Series and the postseason right now. He is the first rookie with 12 Ks in a World Series game. 12 Ks. We can take that a step further and say that he's the first rookie in MLB history with multiple 10 strikeout performances in the postseason. Unbelievable. He had 10 Ks, game 2 versus the Yankees, if you remember. First pitcher with 12 Ks, 0 walks in a World Series game. That stat right there is absolutely crazy. First pitcher in World Series history with 12 strikeouts and 0 walks in a World Series game. So, not only was he the first pitcher with 12, first rookie pitcher with 12 strikeouts in the World Series, he was like, I'm going to one-up that. And I'm going to be the first pitcher in the World Series to have 12 strikeouts with 0 walks and get the dub. Then to put on top of that, 10 strikeout performances in the postseason alone. So that means in the last month, he's done this. After Blake Snell gives up back-to-back home runs in the first 3 pitches of Game 5, he throws 20 straight breaking balls. He threw 2 meatballs and they deposit him into the stands in the outfield. And then he comes back and he's like, hey, we're not doing that no more. 20 straight breaking balls. Dodgers also threw 3 wild pitches in the 7th inning, 2 by Snell and 1 by Henriquez. They're the third team in World Series history with 3 wild pitches in a game and first to do it in the same inning. These are crazy stats that are being accumulated in this World Series, people. That stat right there carries weight with me because one of these 3 wild pitches in the 7th inning gave up a run. I mean, this game was out of hand because it was the 7th inning and the Blue Jays were just putting it on. So by this point, the way the Dodgers looked and the way they were attacking Savage and that bullpen, they just didn't look very aggressive. Trey Savage had 24 swings and misses. That's another crazy stat. I didn't even have that one wrote down. I kept that one in my head because it's so crazy. 24 swing and misses. Creating whiffs. That lets you know that his stuff was nasty last night. When you can create swing and misses like that on that high of pitches, 24, I think he threw 100 and something. So 3/4 of his pitches were swing and misses. He generated outs with strikeouts. He had 12 of those. He didn't give up any free bases, 0 walks. He dominated this very potent Dodgers lineup last night. And they just don't have an answer for it. All right, guys. You know I love hanging out with you. I've been here for my hour. This was a good show. I have a lot of plans. I have a schedule. On Mondays, I'm going to start doing my top 5, 10, and 15 in college football. On Wednesdays, my NFL and NBA power rankings. And on Thursdays, we're going to start doing an NFL preview. I'm working on getting my equipment right for this show. And I'm working on getting my studio right for this show. In the meantime, I ask you to bear with me, like, follow, and share these videos. Come watch the shows 2 to 3 p.m. or 3 to 4 p.m. I haven't quite decided on the time. Right now, it's between 2 and 5. Anywhere between 2 and 5. You can find me right here on TikTok. Double Play Live, the show. I'm your host, Big Meech. Thanks for hanging out.